Welcome to the session Computer Network Computer Layer Gate Questions. At the end of this session, the student will be able to solve a computer network problems. First, we will see Gate CSC 2020. The question is, in the IPv4 addressing format, the number of network allowed under class C addresses is. So here the options are given: 2 raised to 14, 2 raised to 7, 2 raised to 21, 2 raised to 24. Now first we will see what is IPv4 address. Here they are simple as like the other addresses. Address which allows endpoint to identify, means what is the destination where the actual message is going to identify. It is like the people have their names, they are addressing each other, hello someone, like this. Addresses allows routers to determine how to move a packet. So router is having the address and it will determine where to send that particular packet. It is like a same postal system. Network layer addresses are designed to help routers perform the forwarding and routing function. When we are sending any message, how to route it or how to send that to the destination. Mostly two types are there, but first version, that is IPv4, and then nowadays the IPv6. IPv4 is total, it is having 32 bits, binary 1-0 format, and it is identifier for a network interface. An IP address corresponds to the point of attachment to an endpoint. It is not an identifier for the endpoint, it is just to reach there. Dotted quad, this is a byte, first byte, second byte, third byte, fourth byte. So every byte is having 8, 8, 8, 8. So total 32. So 32 bits longer, and that is separated by dots. So here if we convert it into the decimal, so it will be 128, 95, 1 and 80. So this will be the address, and the dot, it will be containing the dots. It is a hierarchy routing. If we are having some address, now here we are considering as WIT college address of some length. So they, in the 32 bit, it will be having different addresses. Now it is same like our pin code address. Now from Walchand College Sangli, some message is sending to the WIT college Solapur. Now here the destination address is the important address, and it will consider the pin code address. So it will be having the pin code address. In the same manner, we are going to use the IP addresses. How the pin code address will be identified by the post office. Manner IP address will be there. First it is having the IP address is having first the network part, and remaining part will be the host part. So how to identify the prefix from the 32 bit IP addresses? Here we are having two types. One is having the classful addressing and another is classless addressing. So in the classless addressing is also called as classless interdomain routing. So here we are going to see the classful IPv4 address. As we have seen, it is a 32 bit, and each section it is having 8 bit like this. Now here we are having different classes, A, B, C classes like this. Now in that, what will be happen, whatever the bits are there, suffix and prefix bits are there, how they are divided, according to that the class will be there. So in the A class A, it will be always start from the 0, and the network will be up to this means 7 bit, and remaining all will be the host. So from 0 to 127 your first network address will be there. In B it will be always start from 10. So whatever the network address will be the total 16 bit, and remaining 16 bit will be the host, but it will be start from 10. So it is starting 128 to 191.1111, all 11 will be there, that is the network address. So in the C, class C, it will be starting 110. See, 0, then 1 is added, then one more 1 is added. So here you can see the network address is up to the last bit. 24 bits will be for the network and 8 bit will be for the host. And it is a D. D is for the special purpose, that is a multicast addressing is there. So here E type is, it is a reserved for the future whatever the work is there. So class A is very large organization, means hosts are 2 raised to 24, 16 million hosts if we are having, then it is a useful for that organization, class A. In the class B, it is a middle size of the organization, still it is a larger one, 2 raised to 60, that is the 65,000 hosts will be allowed. In class C, small organization, but it will allow the number of network will be high. And as we have seen, that is a class D, multi-class addressing, no internet host hierarchy will be there. So again here it is a summarized for class A, the prefix, that network ID, then range, number of IP addresses, number of network, how much network allowed, how much host will be allowed, and total. So 50% of that addresses are consumed. So according to our requirement, we can use that class A, class B, class C. The question was asked, we have started with that in IPv4 address format, we are under the class C. So how many addresses are allowed for the network? So here we have already seen that from this 2 raised to 21, that is the class C, 8 bit are reserved for the host ID and 24 bits are reserved for the network ID. But out of 24 ID, we have seen that 110, that is the 3 bits are fixed for the starting address. So remaining 21 bit can be used for the different networking. So this is the answer for this gate question. Now here you can see for one more gate question, you try to answer this. Consider the following statements about the functionality of an IP based router. First is, a router does not modify the IP packets during forwarding. It does not necessary for a router to implement any routing protocol, and a router should reassemble IP fragment if the MTU of the outgoing link is larger than the size of the incoming IP packet. Now we have to identify which statement is true. Pause the video and identify this. Now here we will go through one by one. A router modifies the IP packet during the forwarding because we are modifying TTL, time to live, means the packet will live how much time. This is continuously modifying, so a router does not modify, it is false. Second, it is not necessary for a router to implement any routing protocol. It is a true because the route, whatever the packets are coming, it forwards to the next. Third one is the router doesn't assemble the packets. Assemble is done at the destination system. So here third is also false. Try to answer one more question. Which one of the following field of IP address header is not modified the typical IP router? So here the answer is, in this answer you can see that source address, because router is not capable to modify it. Whatever the address is given, it will be keep as it is, but check some time to leave, what is the length, that every time it will be changing. This is the reference. Thank you.